Yeah, I think, well, there's a couple things. One is so right now, everyone's making proteins using synthetic biology on the planetary health side. Um, I think on the planetary health side, multi-step reactions to make hard, to make harder compounds, like different types of plastics, different types of petroleum-based products is the next frontier. And there are several companies that are doing strain engineering, like Ginkgo Bioworks and Zymergen, that are focused on those kinds of things. But I think the next, the frontier really after that is making and designing new materials that we haven't necessarily seen before, hybrids. So here's a good, like, you could use the evolutionary tree to find compounds that we don't know about today, but they exist, that have properties that would be extremely beneficial for us. So it's just a wide open field, whether they're in medicine, like having yeast or E. coli evolve medicines for us in, when presented with the target, that you could then have a manufacturing platform by definition, because that bug now makes that bacterium or that yeast now makes that already. And so manufacturing is built into the discovery and selection. I think that's what's really powerful about synthetic biology when it comes to these horizons, where, in scientific terms, sorry, jargon alert, they can create what's known as a functional readout, which is the product that you get out of when you select, let's just say you want a bacteria to evolve a drug. How do you know that drug works? Well, generally in drug discovery using medicinal chemistry, you have to say, okay, well, how tightly does it bind to its target? And then you use that as a proxy for how well it will work. Here you could say, you could have a reporter, like, if this drug works, then the bacteria lives. If it doesn't, it dies, right? And in the presence of some medium or something like that. And in doing so, you can literally find the one that actually bound and caused enough binding to stop the living of that cell, and or to promote the living of that cell in the case that the example I just said. So that's incredibly powerful. And these platforms, then you could functionalize those readouts in many ways, right? As you could imagine, this technique is generalizable. So that's why I think we're at the very tip of the iceberg. It's there's so much more, dark matter to explore around what we can do with what I would call a paradigm, this way of thinking. What are all the ways this paradigm could be applied? It's just, like I said, it's one of the greatest entrepreneurial opportunities in history.